monochrome. Light that they spun. Heaven calling me home.
What kind of things inspire you other than music? Do you get inspired and create from visual arts as well? If you do, is there any painting, movie, or play that made you want to just make something? Also, I'm a huge fan of URS since I was 16. I listen to your music a lot when I draw or paint. That's what's, yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, man. I'll just start listing them off just because it brings to mind a lot. I think Salvador Dali was like a big moment for me in terms of like seeing an artist that depicted like my brain and being like, oh yeah, that's what I wanted. Yeah, that. It with sound. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think Caravaggio's depictions of I love his work. He has these crazy depictions of Christ, and they are so like raw and dirty and kind of different to all the religious imagery that you usually see in art. Mm-hmm. There's this movie by Akira Kurosawa called Dreams that became a very like big moment for me when I was making The Golden Echo. I'd say Tim Walker, Dave LaChapelle, photographers that, yeah, man, like people that can capture the surrealist kind of psychedelia. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Like I'm a big watcher of animated movies. I don't know if people know that about me, but like maybe I know some big
like
films.
Anime?
Anime, but also like the straight up kids movies, like Shrek. I'm talking Finding Nemo. I'm talking
There's values in
Wall-E.
all those movies, though.
I'm talking Horton Hears a Who. Like I'm not trying to be cool about this. Be like, yeah, I'm just really into art house anime. I like Inside Out, like all the Pixar. I just love them. That's why I want to have children at some point. Is just to like watch them. Watch the movies again with them, right?
Let's have a side question to that. Because you like animated films, does any of that influence how you make your music videos? Because your music videos are super bright,
colorful,
poppy, colorful.
Interesting.
With the exception of two, which is Gold Mines, right? And the song with Snoop. You're destroying things in that song, okay? I don't know what you're feeling right now, girl. I'm just saying you're taking it out in that video. You know what I'm saying? But does that play a part?
Yeah.
Does that come strictly from you, or do you have a team of people
No, that's all in the head for sure. I mean, the videos are very collaborative. I work with directors and bounce mood boards back, references, and of course, all these kinds of things will come up. And remember, Disney movies get dark.
Yes,
Fantasia.
yes.
All there's a lot of Disney films I think that have like some very interesting undertones and color palettes that are wild, and so I'm always thinking about iconic visuals, things that stick in the brain. They're a big part of the music for me. They're not just a marketing thing on the side, right? They are very much a doorway into the music. So I put a lot of pride into the development of those ideas, the fashion, and I appreciate you picking up on that. I think, why not use all the platforms you have to speak your truth, right? I mean, the artist is such a blessing to be given not only the voice to speak for the people, but these platforms of a music video, maybe a merch line. So now you're a fashion designer, think about it. If you really take hold of what that means as an influencer, why wouldn't you want to pour all of your ideas into these vessels?
It's very important to ask. You know what I mean? I feel like if they don't ask you that, they're not doing it correctly. I'm being real because that's like, you can't ask, you have to ask Buster, you have to ask Missy, you have to ask Madonna, you have to ask these people who reinvent themselves visually and do these things. Like, what's in your mind when all these things are happening? Like, so when I see, like, you walking down the street, you got this bright red, and then you got polka dot, you got this, that. I'm like, what the hell is going on in this girl's head? Like, it looked like a LSD trip. Like, you know what I'm saying? But in music form. I do not promote drug uses of any kind on this though, that's what they say happens with LSD. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
I mean, look, I like the psychedelic. It's true. I definitely want to tap into that. And I think it's really fun to fuse that with pop music, which is usually seen to be a little more pedestrian. It's like, again, we come back to some of our favorites, right? The people that were able to fuse the psychedelic with pop. And I think of Prince or Bowie. I mean, Bowie, get out of here. That shit is like on acid 100%. The whole, it just feels, whether or not it is drug induced, it feels like the corners of a person's imagination, the little, you know, portions that rise to the surface in times of complete surrender, you know? So yeah, does it influence the fashion, the sound? Of course, it's the daydreamer. It's the kid in New Zealand still thinking up these wild little imaginary worlds, watching films that get under the skin. And honestly, it's really about feeling at home in the body, isn't it? It's like, I need to be wearing an outfit on stage that'll help me inhabit the character of the song. So I think a lot about the physicality of it too.
I'm running